And by that, I mean Gaza, because it's not fun. That was the twist. You know, you thought I was going to say something fun, and instead I said like the worst ongoing humanitarian disaster on the planet right now. At least one of the top 5 at the very least, if not the worst. Sudan's pretty bad too. We'll have to do a show on Sudan soon. God. But that's okay. We're keeping up our energy, all right? So I wanted to talk about a few of the things that came out over the weekend, which are pretty incredible. Like, they're pretty insane. You know? Let's just take a look here. So, one of the things, some of you might have seen Joe Biden put out a statement about the violent protest that was held in front of the a synagogue, right? And a lot of the framing of that protest is that essentially, you know, these pro-Palestine supporters turned up outside the synagogue. They were harassing Jewish people who just wanted to go and worship, etc., 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 right? Like, and Joe Biden, the president of the United States, put out a statement about this. And I was curious, so I looked into it, and I found this this reporting from an organization called The Forward, which is and has been since 1897 a news source for the Jewish community. Like, it is specifically presented through a like a Jewish lens, right? Well, let's see what they had to say about this protest that the President of the United States condemned as anti-Semitic. Here we go. Pro-Palestinian activists held a protest Sunday outside a synagogue in the heart of Pico Robertson, an Orthodox Jewish enclave in Los Angeles, where Israeli real estate companies were promoting their properties to potential American buyers. Let's just take a look at the clip. So, I mean, this doesn't exactly, I mean, it certainly seems like a protest. Doesn't seem like this overwhelming outpouring of anti-Semitism. And yeah, just a group of Israeli real estate companies promoting their properties to American buyers. Several area synagogues shared a notice warning their members about the event, and scores of Israel supporters showed up with their own flags. Well, that's interesting. Let's see. Also, doesn't seem particularly anti-Semitic to me. Interesting. Interesting stuff. You know, it is a protest. It's not clean. Not seeing the anti-Semitism yet. Like, not seeing the anti-Semitism that warranted the President of the United States to issue a statement. Now, the forward says the events at Adas Torah were organized by a real estate company that specializes in in helping American Jews buy property in Israel. At least one piece of property for sale on the company's website is located in Efrat, an Israeli settlement in the West Bank. I wonder. It's not clear whether the distinction between internationally recognized Israeli land and West Bank settlements, generally considered in violation of international law, though Israel disputes that, would make a difference to protests organizers. An event by the same real estate group in Teaneck, New Jersey, at a Teaneck, New Jersey synagogue in March also drew a protest, but it was smaller and certainly not as violent as what unfolded Sunday in one of the largest pockets of Jewish life in the country. Confrontations between protesters and event attendees turned violent and drew condemnation. Okay, it did turn violent. Okay. Well, then, yeah, maybe some anti-Semitism happened. I don't know. Can we find out? Let's read the article from the forward here. Okay. Pro-Palestinian group. Okay. Protest was organized by the Palestinian Youth Movement, a national activist group, in response to an Israeli real estate seminar held Sunday at the Adas Torah Synagogue. Scores of protesters, clad in face masks or kippahs, and chanting slogans like Zionism's got to go, assembled near the synagogue's front door with signs and Palestinian flags. Now, I do want to say this concept is not anti-Semitic. Okay? They are not protesting just Judaism. They're not protesting Jewish people. They're protesting specifically a business venture that sells property in the settlements. In the settlements that are condemned by the UN. And, maybe that will become relevant in a little bit. I wonder. Hold on to that thought. Now, let's keep going here. The Los Angeles Times reported on Monday that the police made a single arrest of a person carrying a spiked flag. The LAPD did not say whether the protester arrested was pro-Palestinian or pro-Israel. So, as far as I can tell, this is the only arrest that happened at this event, which at the same time, an event with a large scale protest with one arrest. That's very bizarre. And it's also very bizarre that would get national recognition. Okay? The event at Adas Torah was organized by My Home in Israel, a real estate company that specializes in helping American Jews buy property in Israel. The organization's website lists Israeli homes ranging from between 435,000 to 4.1 million, the vast majority of which are inside the Green Line, the pre-1967 Israeli border. At least one piece of property was for sale on the company's website at the time of publication. Yes. It's located in Efrat, an Israeli settlement in the West Bank. Yeah. But David Waghalter, who attended the event, said none of the properties mentioned during the event were located in the West Bank. It's not clear whether the distinction between internationally recognized Israeli land and West Bank settlers, generally considered in violation of international law, though Israel disputes that, make a difference in the protest organizers. It could also be that they're simply protesting as part of an extension of the BDS movement. I hadn't really thought about that. Yeah, if any of you have been to some of these more rowdy protests, one arrest is very, very small. The music is so intense, it's basically a riot. what happened at the protest. Okay. Protesters blocking the synagogue's main entrance when he arrived, forcing him to enter through a rear alley door. Shows protesters blocking the synagogue. About a dozen police officers soon arrived to clear the entrance. Okay. For about an hour after the protest began, the scene was tense and combative, but mostly verbal confrontations. When the confrontations eventually turned violent, the police seemed to do little to intervene. Huh, interesting. There were police there and they just watched them fight. You know, high quality police move. Definitely there to keep us safe. Okay, brawling in the street outside the synagogue left one person who later said he walked over to see what was going on, bloodied. Others described being pepper sprayed, and in one video, a woman leading pro-Palestinian chants was hit in the face with a raw egg. Okay. Can I say something that might be a little controversial here? Can I say something that might be a bit of a hot take here? Oh, Patrick Lucas, thank you for gifting a membership to Lanzetta. That's very kind of you. But like, if there is a street brawl and there's one bloodied person afterwards and one arrest and like, you know, it's something going between both sides. And the worst that happens is like one person gets a little bloody and another person gets an egg cracked in their face. I don't consider that worthy of national attention. You know, I don't think that that's something that the President of the United States needs to like condemn. That to me, like, worse things happened at my high school. Okay? And the President of the United States never condemned those things. Like, God. My anxiety of late has meant that I rarely chat online. However, I love your content and this community. Thank you, Jack. Love y'all. Oh, Patrick Lucas, thank you so much. And good luck with your anxiety. I also have an anxiety disorder, and I feel you. I feel that. Thank you so much. Every time I fly, I feel like I come down with something. I have no idea if I'm actually sick or not, but I feel all choked up. Oh, this is also interesting, okay? After officers pushed the crowd away from the synagogue, pro-Palestinian protesters spilled out into surrounding areas where they were followed by the pro-Israel contingent. Some walked into the residential area south of the synagogue where more fighting broke out. Others marched outside neighboring Jewish businesses, some that appeared to be trying to enter the Beverly Hills Bagel Company, a kosher restaurant across the street from Torah, were thwarted by a horde of pro-Israel protesters. I do want to say, this also might be a hot take, they might have just wanted to buy bagels. Bagels are delicious. And, like, it's also hot outside. They might want to just buy a beverage. There are a lot of reasons why protesters at an event would be wanting to try to go into a bagel shop nearby. Bagels. Yeah, Joe Biden condemns the throwing of an egg. But no. That's giving Joe Biden too much credit because that egg hit a pro-Palestinian protester, okay? Joe Biden specifically did not condemn didn't condemn violence towards pro-Palestinian protesters.
I hope this works. Just wanted to say that you're amazing.
Sweet Myths Music, thank you for the $10 dono, and I think you're amazing. The feeling's mutual. I have one of their albums. It makes me happy. So but it also, another interesting aspect here. Multiple videos captured pro-Israel protesters attacking a videographer, which
Guys, hey, he's pressed. Be nice. Guys, come on.
Relax. Yeah, totally, yeah. Totally normal stuff. Video and a still taken before I was hit several times by several in the pro-Israel crowd. By the way, I'm all right and have filed a police report. Interesting stuff. Interesting stuff here. They just wanted a bagel with some fucking lox and cream cheese, for fuck's sake. Right, Very Knifey Duck? I want a bagel right now. And I'm not close to a bagel store, but you know, if I was protesting near a bagel store, I would want to go and maybe eat a bagel. All right? Anyway, moving right along. The scene recalled a fracas at a pro-Palestinian encampment at UCLA the night of April 30th, which began when a pro-Israel mob arrived after the conclusion of Passover, lobbed fireworks, poles, and other items at the encampment and tried to tear down its makeshift walls. That incident was condemned by the Jewish Federation of Los Angeles and UCLA's Hillel, who said the agitators did not represent the community or the pro-Israel cause. From a lot of the accounts being put together by Forward, it sounds like the pro-Israel faction here was the more violent one. Like, I'm not saying no one on the pro-Palestinian side threw punches, but, like, these incidents, that at least the ones that are being captured on camera here, like, seem to be perpetrated by the pro-Israel camp. Like, and they're not the ones being condemned by Joe Biden for the violence. It's crazy. It's crazy.